Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm your host, Christian Ocampo, and today I'm joined by another special voice actor. It's Ty Mahany. How are you doing, sir?
I am fantastic. How are you today? Thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for, making this your first interview with us.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited.
Well, thanks again for the time. We do have a few questions we'd like to ask you. First of all, what's it like working in the industry today?
Um, it's uh, it's nice. I started a long time ago. Excuse me. I was in the Air Force and I was a broadcaster. So I was basically like Good Morning Vietnam, but I was in Korea. And so I got a lot of jobs doing commercials and stuff, doing the English voiceovers for commercials. And then I started doing a couple of cartoons, the English versions of those cartoons. And so that's when I got started. When I started, this was in the early 90s. And people were just then switching over from regular tapes to digital. So it was. I still worked in a couple places where they were just using reel-to-reel tapes, which was a pain in the ass. And then so the digital thing was nice too, but it was still starting. So when I first started, you had to be very careful to match the flaps when you were talking. There's tons of takes for every scene because you'd have to change the words to make it match correctly. And so today it's so nice because it's so quick and the producers are great. They get everything done. Like I don't even have to say the words close to where it is, and they will just pick it up and drop it in, speed it up, cut it down right there, just immediately. And it does kind of suck when you're working for an hourly wage, and it gets done a lot faster than it used to. But I'd rather the convenience than worrying about an extra $50 at the end of the day.
Wow. All right, so we have another question. What is your favorite show you have worked on?
I've been thinking about that a lot because people ask me that question a lot. It is hard, but honestly, right now it is Monthly Girls, Nozaki-kun. I had the most fun working on that show. Kyle Colby was the director on that, and I love working with him. We get along really well. We can joke a lot. If you could hear all of the outtakes from all the scenes that we do. I wish they were all saved somewhere because right when you're in the studio for a couple hours, you got to do something to keep them going crazy. So when they're least expecting it, I would change the entire line and make it horrifically gross, or especially when I'm talking to a girl, the character's talking to a girl, I will just say something ridiculously, wildly inappropriate. Everybody laughs for a long time. And that's why I like working with Kyle, because he can take it, he doesn't get mad at me, we just have a lot of fun doing it. But, yeah, Nozaki, it was very interesting, because he was, I tend to play similar characters in that they're always normally a very serious character. My voice is usually better, I'm a little sick right now. But I have kind of a deep, resonant voice, so I get stuck with kind of these, serious people. And I'm a comedian, so I like to be funny. And which is weird. Why Nozaki is because he's the opposite of funny. Uh, he's a very, very serious character, but there are some funny things that he does, and trying to play with that, using the outlook that he has on the world, the very serious way that he talks about things, but then finding the humor in that just by the pacing of how you say something, or the timing of it. It was a challenge, which I love doing that, and then seeing the final product, which I was very lucky to get to do with a ton of people for the first time at the Alamo Draft House. They showed the first 4 episodes, so I was in a theater with 150 people watching them enjoy it, and that was just it's an incredible experience, because normally I have trouble watching myself, hearing my voice. It always is very difficult for me to do. I get a little embarrassed, or I would think, oh, I could have done that scene so much better. I'm very critical, and it's always just weird listening to yourself anyway, no matter who you are. But that was the first time I was proud. It was hearing people laugh where I wanted them to laugh, hearing them laugh when I wasn't expecting them to laugh at certain things. But the story, then getting to see the final project and the story, how there were so many things that were kind of switched around, so many tropes that were like kind of thrown out the window, and you know, the iconography and everything, and just like, you know, like it's about, like, you know, using people's personalities rather than their gender as archetypes. So, you know, he uses, for the lady killer, he uses, you know, the woman in the show. I'm going to forget everybody's characters' names, and I apologize for that. I know people are going to be yelling people's names out constantly.
You're fine.
Like,
You're fine.
I can't remember them all. But, yeah, and using his, you know, his best friend as the woman in the comic, and just using those types of things, gender reversals, and turning everything around. I was very proud of the entire thing, and just the way a love story works. That's not normally how a love story works, and just playing a guy who is completely oblivious to the way gender dynamics work, or basically how people work in general. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed that show, and it's one of the first ones I could show to, like, my little nieces and nephews, you know, because there's not a whole lot of sexuality or, you know, too much violence, if any, in that one. And the only critical feedback I got was from my nephew, who just thought that the main lady character, see, I've already forgotten her name too, but he just found her so annoying that he had to stop watching the show. But other than that, it's been positive feedback, and that's really great. So yeah, so right now, yeah, I think that was a very long answer for what's your favorite. But, yeah, Nozaki, Monthly Girls is my favorite.
All right. Another question: what was it like working on Akame Got Killed?
That was it was great. It was another, you know, very serious character, but also, you know, kind of weird and OCD. It was yeah. Embodying that, Susanoo was so. I don't know, he's such a powerful, just great guy, and I loved being him. I did. I wish I had think about it. My niece actually drew a picture of Susanoo as a kid fishing. So she's like 10, and it's incredible. You know what? If I get a chance, I'm going to scan it and send it to you guys. But it's so cute. It's one of the best gifts I ever got in my life. I really loved working on this show, and that's a great show. I'm so happy that it got put on Cartoon Network, so a lot of people could see it.
Yeah,
you know, I wasn't in it all that much, but it was a great show, and people really liked the character. I got a lot of positive feedback for Susanoo, so that was great.
Yeah, they did. You know, with Toonami, you know, broadcasting Akame Got Killed, it was unexpected. You know, with Sentai having it on Toonami, it's like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Everybody, I remember when Kyle told me about it, he was like, I thought he was going to pee himself. It was so great.
Great stuff. So now it's time for our funny question. If you can be anyone you have played in real life, who will you be, and you can mix and match?
Oh man, yeah. I played. Everybody I've played has been so different than me personally. It's hard. I would love to have Susanoo's power, and I would kind of like to be Nozaki. Let's just say I could only be these people for like a day. I can't do that. I'd like to be Nozaki for a day, just so I could be 17 again and just be that oblivious, but very talented at the same time. So yeah, I'd like to be able to draw really well and kill a bunch of people at the same time.
That's kind of funny. All right, another show you worked on. What was it like working on Gatchaman Crowds season 1 and 2?
Okay, I just finished the second season, and that was last week. And so the character I play, Joe Hibiki, is in the first season he didn't do a whole lot. He was just kind of the mopey guy that was in the background telling everybody they were dumb, and not really into the whole team scenario. And in the second season, he really comes into his own. You find out he's very politically savvy, and I can't talk about it too much because it's not out, but he really comes into his own as a character, and he goes through a kind of roller coaster ride of emotions and how he perceives himself on a team and what a team means, and I really like that. I like it when everything comes together like that.
All right. Next show. This one's an old one from back in the ADV Films days. What was it like working on Samurai Gun?
Samurai Gun. Okay, so that was my first major role. Diamond was the guy's name, and it was that was actually, I think it was either the first or second time I worked with Kyle, and I really got to know him there because I was in the studio a lot for that one. Not as much as Nozaki. I think I did Nozaki in 13 hours in one day. We had to get everything out.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, that's when we really got to know each other, and it was a lot of fun working on it. I was super nervous because, like I said before that, I'd only done little roles, and so this one, I was like the third build character or whatever. So I had I was in most of the episodes. I had a lot of lines, and I was this character who was all about justice, and that was his main concern. And it was funny. That was also shown at the Alamo Draft House, and I took my friends to go see it. And there's like 5 of us, and you can have beer at Alamo Draft House, and I told him we were going to play this game that every time my character said justice, you had to drink. And he says justice a million times in every episode. So, like, seriously, like 10 minutes into one of the episodes, there was one line where he was like, justice? What do you mean justice? Justice is justice. How can you deny justice? Like, he just would not stop saying justice. And so we were hammered. That particular show has a blooper reel on the DVD extras, so you can actually listen to the times when we were just making up lines just to crack each other up. That's one of my favorite things. And it was one funny story is my dad actually bought Samurai Gun from like Best Buy or something, and then he sent it to me with a Sharpie, a silver Sharpie, so that I could autograph it for him.
That's funny.
And he has that in a shadow box on his wall in his house in Denver. It's that almost made me cry when I walked into his house and saw that for the first time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but that, like I said, that was my first one. That's one of the ones I definitely will never forget. The show was a little silly, but it was a lot of fun to work on.
That's a good story, though. I should like it.
You should, yeah, but if you can, try to go find the DVDs and listen to the extras. There's some really funny stuff in there.
No, I will. They're like almost 2,000 Amazon right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm going to get one.
You have no excuse not to get one now. I might pick up a couple.
All right, so we got another question, and we asked this to all of the voice actors. Any Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media for the fans to contact you?
Ty Mahany on Twitter, and that's I've actually started to use that more. I was trying to use Facebook, but that became just too much. And then Instagram is dang_Ty, so dang Ty. And I'm starting to use that a little bit more now. So, yeah, people can find me there and just see the pictures of my stupid face and my stupid son's face most of the time.
All right. So, is there any other shows that are coming out that you can talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
Actually, no. I mean, I think, yeah, because I hadn't been working because I've been kind of busy at my day job for a while, so it's been kind of hard to get in the studio. But yeah, right now, just Gatchaman Crowds. I'm excited to see that when it comes out, see this finished product for that. And I actually looked up stuff that was coming out soon, and I've completely forgotten what any of those things are. And that's because I drink way too much.
There you go, right there. Quenching your thirst. All right. Well, thank you again, sir. For your time doing this interview, we really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. It was honestly it was an honor to be able to do this with you guys, and please don't hesitate to call me anytime ever again. Middle of the night, if you just need advice about something, I'm here.
Maybe. We don't want to bother you.
You can bother me. It's fine.
All right. And also, we want to thank our fans, for tuning in for another episode here of the Ohio Guys. So, everyone, thanks again, for tuning in, watching our interviews. We appreciate it a lot. So, we're going to sign off now. And again, thank you all. I'm Christian Ocampo.
And I'm Ty Mahany.
And we will all see you all next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Thank you.